Alright, so the first thing we're going to start off with is the settings. And these are controller settings, not mouse and keyboard settings. Because in this game, controller has strong aim assist, so it's honestly a disadvantage to play mouse and keyboard. First thing is my button layout is bumper jumper tactical flipped because you can shoot with the bumpers, which is faster than pulling the trigger, and you can also jump with the trigger while you're shooting, which makes it really easy to aim and shoot at the same time. I have this enabled so I can shoot with my bumpers, of course. This is default. I have my vibration off because it's less distraction. Your sensitivity is personal preference. I play at 1313, but I've been changing it a lot, so honestly just test it out. Everything, these two are default. Aim down sight behaviors, hold. Automatic tactical sprint. I recommend you do this so you can start running faster. And if you're reloading, you can cancel it by starting to run. Equipment behaviors, hold. Weapon mount activation, ADS and melee, because I don't really use it. Interact and reload behavior. I have prioritized interact because that's basically contextual tap from Warzone. I haven't really changed armor plate behavior because there's not a mode that really uses it that much. I use default aim assist because I'm pretty sure there's not much of a difference between the others except precision and focusing. But Black Ops and default, I'm pretty sure there's not much of a difference. I just prefer default. Aim response curve type, I play dynamic. I know some people play linear. Nobody plays standard really. But dynamic and linear is just down to preference. I don't use custom sensitivity presume, but you can. And this has to be instant because it just throws you off if it's not. Dead zone, this depends on your controller. The controller I have right now has a lot of stick drift, but I'm about to get a new controller. So we'll most likely change this back down. It's probably 0.5. I have it at 0.15 right now because I have a lot of stick drift. Make sure your left and right trigger is set to 0 so there's no delay when you pull the trigger. Auto move forward, no. Tactical sprint behavior, I use double tap, but you can use whatever you want. I just use double tap because that's what I'm used to, and I also have automatic tac sprint. Ground and mantle, you want this off because you don't want to mantle when you're not trying to. You're just trying to jump. Automatic airborne mantle, I have this on partial, so if I'm falling, it'll automatically mantle, but if I'm not falling, it doesn't automatically mantle. I have automatic ground mantle on off completely because otherwise it'll try to make you jump onto things when you're just jumping. This I keep standard because I slide more than I dive. This is movement, bounce. I haven't tried the other one. Parachute auto deploy, I already have it off even though I don't use it yet. Sprinting door bash, you definitely want this. You don't want to run into a door because it won't open. ADS stick swap, I have all this default. All that's default. Graphics settings, these are console graphics, so if you have PC you have way more options, so keep that in mind. I have on-demand texture streaming off, world motion blur off, weapon motion blur off, film grain to 0, depth of field off, fidelity FX cast all the way up to 100. Field of view, I recommend you play anything between 100 and 120. I heard that you lose aim assist at 110, but if I can't tell the difference. Third person field of view, I just keep this at 90. First person, third person camera movement, 50%. This one is important if you play third person modes. It's so you don't ADS in third person, you switch to first person instead, which makes it way more accurate. I have this one set to game perspective because I don't like the look of the helmet cam. That's all for my graphics settings. Now the audio, I use headphone bass boost. I have my master volume set to 100, my music all the way down so I don't have to have any music in the background. Dialogues to 50 to where I can still hear it but it's not too loud. I have my effects hit marker all the way up. I know if you're on console you can get this thing called Dolby Atmos. It's $15 and it can really help you with surround sound if you have trouble hearing footsteps and stuff. Subtitles I have them off. Voice chat I have them on party only because I accidentally talk sometimes. It's embarrassing. You might want to mess with this depending on how loud your voice is or how good your mic is. I have mine to 50 because my voice is pretty loud, but it's not like loud enough to trigger when it's all the way up. Voice chat volume, I have this on 40, but that's how your headset is and what you prefer to hear more. My microphone volume, which is the sound of my own microphone, I have it to 50 because I have a loud voice, I guess, or a loud mic at least. Mute yourself while connecting. You want this off because it's really annoying when you're muted every time you connect to a lobby. Juggernaut music I have off, that's preference. I recommend you turn this on because it reduces the sound of flash grenades and stuff like that eerie or loud eek noise. You know what I mean? Color customization, I have world filter 2. It's only set to world. And then my HUD color is like all this. This is custom. I set myself to pink because it's a unique color. My team is bright blue. My party is dark blue. My enemies are yellow because yellow is one of the first colors that your brain recognizes. Neutral, I have white for obvious reasons. It's just neutral. Contested, I have orange because I didn't want red. I just wanted orange. Yeah, that's my customization settings for color. I don't know why that's not under graphics, but mini map, you want a square. Same thing for Warzone. I keep all of this default. I have my player names to abbreviated because I'm pretty sure the clan name doesn't go in game anyways for some reason. I have server latency and packet loss on, but I have clock off because I don't really care about the time. You want to make sure you have the center dot enabled, and you can mess with this, but I like the default the most. And that's all my settings. So now we're gonna go to the classes. Before we get into loadouts, if you're a content creator and you're always struggling to find Modern Warfare 2 thumbnails, I actually do have a Patreon where I post 30 thumbnails every month for $10 a month. Random thumbnails. And if you want more customizable thumbnails, like if you want to choose the gun, the camo, the map, all that, it's a little bit higher of a price, but it's great quality for a great price, so make sure you check that out. The link's in the description. Alright, starting off my class setups, I have the AK-74U. It's called the Cast-Off 74U now, but you're going to see similar attachments on most guns. I use the Castle Comp a lot, and I use the Phase 3 grip a lot. I also use this optic, but when the Slimline Pro comes out, like it's not a bug anymore, we're going to probably use that because I think it looks cleaner. But until then, just use this one. I use the SA Ultra Barrel for this gun because higher movement speed, and then I use a grip for higher movement speed and ADS time. For this AR, I treat it like an SMG more, so it's more for medium to close range. Our next gun we have is the M4. I have a Ravage stock for the ADS speed, the grip for the ADS speed, and then the Castle Comp and the Phase 3 grip again, and then 45 mag. These two control recoil and stabilization, all that, and it's just for ammo. I don't use a sight on that, but that's your preference. I also have a similar build on this gun. ADS speed grip, ADS speed stock, and then we also have ADS speed barrel though. And instead of the muzzle, that's what the barrel is. And we have a Phase 3 grip, and then a 40 round mag. The gun already has low recoil, that's why I didn't use the recoil barrel on that gun. This gun I also treat kind of like an SMG. So I have a ADS stock, a ADS grip, 42 round mag, the Phase 3 grip again, and then I have a sight. Next we have the Cast-Off 7.62, or basically the AK. I have an ADS stock, recoil control grip, 40 round mag, phase 3 grip, and then I have a laser for stabilization and sprint to fire speed. In my opinion, for the best ARs is the AK-74U or the Castile 74U and the M4 and the STB 556. Those are my top 3 ARs. My ARs are mostly built for medium to long range, and then my SMGs, they're built for close to medium. At first we have the Vel 46, basically the MP7, which has a ADS grip, 50 round mag, phase 3 grip on the underbarrel, and then we have an ADS barrel, and then an aiming stability ADS laser. The MP7 is pretty mid, like it has decent mobility, but also has kind of slow ADS speed, and the time to kill is pretty decent. And then we have the MP5 next, or the Lockman sub, which is one of my favorite SMGs. We have the Falcon barrel, which is for movement speed and ADS speed. And then we have a Castle comp, which is for horizontal and vertical recoil control. Then we have the phase 3 grip, 40 round mag, and then a no stock for mobility and aim down sight speed. Next we have the Vaznev, which is one of the best SMGs in the game as of right now. And as the time of recording this is actually before season 1 comes out, so I don't know what they change. For the Vaznev, I have a sprint fire and ADS speed grip, sprint speed stock. I have a sight, which I will also switch with the slimline when it comes out, or they patch it. And I have a laser for stability, and then the Castle comp for recoil control. Next we have the Hurricane, which is also a pretty good gun, but it also hit markers a lot if you don't hit upper chest and head. But it has very low recoil. I have a Quicksilver stock for ADS speed, a grip for ADS speed, the laser for stabilization, and then the phase 3 grip and Castle comp muzzle for recoil control. And keep in mind, this is a private match when the camo glitches. I don't know if they fixed that in season 1 also, because this video will go up the day season 1 drops. So for this, I have the TV tack comb for sprint fire speed and ADS speed, this grip for recoil control. I'll also switch this one out for the slimline when it comes out. I have this for recoil control, and then this rail for movement speed. The PDSW, which is basically the P90, it's a pretty mid gun also. It's pretty fun sometimes though. The Fennec, it's pretty good up close, but at medium and long range, it has a pretty big damage drop off, so it really becomes pretty bad. I have a movement barrel, a grip for recoil control, 45 mag, aim down sight speed, a stock, and then a sight. And I only used really 2 snipers. I know the SPR is broken, like the marksman rifle version, but I haven't used it. Or I don't like it because I get hit markers a lot. So I like the actual sniper version more. For my sniper, I have the ADS speed barrel, the ADS speed laser, ADS speed stock, ADS speed grip, and then a 5 round mag, also ADS speed. And when you tune the weapon, you can also tune it to where it can go faster ADS speed. I don't usually tune my weapons because it's too confusing for me. I'd rather just keep it default. But if you want to mess with that, I would just tweak it a little bit and see if you like it better that way. For my LAB 330, basically the SPR, I have an ADS speed stock, ADS speed comb, high velocity bullets, ADS speed laser, ADS speed barrel. You can also change the sight if you don't like it. And like I said, there's also different versions of the SPR. I know this one's fast, and this one's slow. So I'm pretty sure the first one is the fastest, or just the best. I just don't use it. And for my perks and all that, I use a stim, a throwing knife, and then I use double time, battle hardened, fast hands, and quick fix. The reason I use battle hardened is because the flash is really strong in this game, and there's not many good perks anyway. So, and then fast hands, most of these are pretty useless. So I just like to reload faster. You can use ghost or quick fix. I feel like ghost is pretty useless because you won't get it to the very end of the game anyway. So what's the point of being ghosted? So I use quick fix so I can gain health faster, so I can get multi kills and stuff for the clips. And I believe that's all for my loadouts. Alright, so for movement, basically all you can really do is jump. That's what I only do. You can't really slide because it's really slow, and it doesn't really help you at all because you can't shoot or aim or nothing while you're sliding. Drop shotting still good. Bunny hopping you can't do no more. Dolphin diving is basically useless because it takes forever to get up, and you can't shoot while you're dolphin diving or nothing like that. And slide canceling you can't do, or you can technically, but it's like a button combination you have to do. It's not really worth it because it takes so long to do. And that's basically it. Just jump around corners, and that's basically the only movement you could really do. Just jump a lot. Alright, the next thing we're going to talk about is how to practice your aim. And then you're going to want to go to a free-for-all match. You're going to change the game rules to unlimited time, unlimited score, 5-second startup time, and then you're going to click to spawn ammo max. And you can also change some of this if you want. Sometimes I change the field upgrade so I get my field upgrade faster because I like dead silence. All that, it don't really matter. You're going to want to set the max number of bots, which of right now it's 5. You want to set them to recruit because this is for your aim. You don't need to worry about them shooting back. For a map, just choose a small one. I don't know what time you're watching this video, if they added shipment or shoot house yet, but farm 18 is basically the smallest one right now. And then you're just going to want to start up a private match. Alright, so once you get into a private match, just practice your aim, practice your movement, do whatever. Just change your settings, get used to some settings, test out some guns. Mainly if you're just trying to improve your aim, just shoot some bots, close, medium, long range, all that. And try to spice up your guns so you're not just using the same gun. But also if you're trying to get used to a gun before using a public match, this is a great way because your stats do not transfer. And it doesn't matter if you die a million times. You can do whatever you want. Just have fun with it. Practice your aim. Practice your movement. Do whatever, bro. I'm gonna play a few clips after this with just some music over it because they're clips I got, but they didn't record the audio, so I can't use it in a normal video. So if you want to watch that, just enjoy that. If not, see you later.
Let's go. I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be. Yeah. I remember she noticed me. Yeah. Why I'm tripping, she noticed me. Oh man, not even coldest me. Every time I have a show, got 7 out, I go to sleep. Got some no rest, we got some no rest. Yeah. We got some no rest, we got some no rest. Yeah. Treat these videos like this shit old man. Yeah. I put that low bitch, but I just bring my friend. Yeah. It's not for me, no. It's just for my man. Yeah. I'ma just play with a pussy, yeah. As best I can, yeah. I'ma just count these racks, yeah. As best I can, yeah. I ain't never trust no bitch, I ain't never trust no man.